Hey everyone, this is Darth Armon. I'm here joined by Ultra David. Ultra David, you look like you're having a great time.
I definitely have been having a great time. There's basically no way to be at Combo Breaker and not be having a good time. This tournament is fantastic. It's one of my favorites of the entire year, and this is no exception. You know, I've been very pleasantly, not really surprised, I would say, but very, maybe in some ways surprised at the level of play that we've seen so far today. The game is only a month old. We've all been grinding, obviously, but still, some of the stuff that we've seen, I think, is a level of mastery that I am happy to see, that maybe I didn't expect to see quite yet. But, man, yeah, it's been fantastic so far. You can check out all the brackets for yourself. We are in the second-to-last set of pools right now, and everything else has been decided first. Only 2 more sets to go. In this pool, this set of pools, you have players like Dragon, Crazy, Slayer, Kiltron's in here, HoneyBee's in here. Did Pick of the Hut end up making it?
Yes, actually, Pick of the Hut just had his interview right there in the corner. He bought a last second flight. I don't know how he got it.
He literally got it yesterday.
He just got it, and he said, you know what, I'm doing it. I'm doing it. I'm pulling the trigger, and he's here, man.
Like, he had pre-registered, but he just wasn't planning to actually show up until yesterday when he was like, I can't stay away. I have to be here.
He has to be there. So for those of you who are big Pick of the Hut fans, he is in the building officially in the tournament. And this is just such a great mix of, you know, old school versus new school.
Yeah.
You know, we saw a fantastic set last night between Kerbalicious and Samij, and I want to see more of that. I want to see the old veterans coming out saying, I can still hang with the best.
Yeah, and we do have some of those old fellas. I mean, Crazy's one. He hasn't really been traveling that much for the last, I would say, 2-3 NetherRealm games.
For sure.
But he, back in MK9 days, was very strong. Slayer is somebody who, I don't know whether to call him old school or new school. He was playing MK9, but he was a baby at the time.
Yes,
and still is pretty young.
He's got roots.
He definitely has roots. He definitely has roots. Pick of the Hut for sure is one of the absolute old school when it comes to the NRS scene. This is a guy who's made EVO Top 8 Grand Finals even one time.
I mean,
and was very strong in MK9.
Yeah. I mean, even Pick of the Hut's roots go back from before MK9 days. He was playing those 3D games when almost no one was.
Right, for sure.
It's
Pick of the Hut.
Yes!
Pick of the Hut. And speaking of the new school, the very, very new school, this is El Chicote. He's a very strong Street Fighter V player. He's one of the best Mika players in the country. And he has been playing MK11. Now, I don't know how seriously he's been taking the game, but his talent in the other game is undeniable. So I'm really interested to see how it's going to apply here. He must have already made it by the metal face in his first round. As I said earlier, y'all can check out the brackets. Go to smash.gg, then click on Combo Breaker, and you can see exactly what's up. So Pig is here. Dude, he showed on his Twitter, he had a little clip of himself watching with his kids. His kids were like rooting for certain players, and he was watching with them. I feel like I don't know how you could leave that situation. That seems like the perfect way to watch a tournament. But he came out here instead, and if his kids are watching here, what's up? Yes. I hope your dad does well.
Yeah, big shout out to the Pick of the Hut family. I know how much your dad loves you. But yeah, man, I mean, Pick of the Hut. Now, here are 2 different situations where you have the old school going in. You know, Pick of the Hut was, you know, around for all the older MK, all the old MK stuff, and you know, it's just kind of like he's just been sitting on it for a long time. He hasn't really been active recently. And on the other aspect, on the other spectrum, his opponent is fundamentally solid, like you said before, in other current games. So again, this is going to be present time versus the past.
Man,
the Pick of the Hut is definitely embodying.
Pig's not listening right now. You're the past, buddy.
Hey, man. I mean,
he was great. He was very, very strong.
Yes.
And for somebody who made Grand Finals of EVO one time, I think there's no question that he has the talent to keep it up. Question is whether other things have taken importance, you know, over that, and nobody can blame him, I think, for making that decision.
No, definitely not.
But he's definitely a very talented player. I haven't watched him play in MK11 yet. Have you watched?
No, I have not seen.
I don't know who he's using.
I know he has been streaming. He does stream you know, quite a few times. And I just know from what I've heard is that he's a little bit shaky on, you know, confidence one day, and then the next day it's, you know, oh man, I'm no good at this. Like, I got to try more. I got to try harder. Like, this is too difficult. And then the next day it's, you know, I'm in there. I got it. I'm confident. I feel this. And, you know, it's a struggle. When you want something really bad, like, and you're as talented as Pick of the Hut as he knows what the struggles are to get to the point where he wants to be. And falling short in my opinion, falling short of a victory for Pick of the Hut is going to be disappointing.
Look, once you've been really strong at a game, you feel very different if you're then not strong at games. Like the disparity is very noticeable and it's hard to deal with. It's just like mentally tough. You know, you feel like a dingus for not being up to where you once were. But again, I think he's a very talented player and could certainly do that once again. So let's see what he lines up with. Sub. Nope. Oh, so Sonya makes a lot of sense, I think, for Chakotay. He's a strong player, like I said, when it comes to Mika. That is to say, lots of mix-ups is what he's used to doing in SF5. So this is a character who has among the best mix-ups in the game, and she really capitalizes well.
And Pick of the Hut looks like he's going for Sub-Zero, character that, you know, I feel like is a big trend right now, at least this early in the game. You know, the mindset and the situation that Sub wants to put you in, almost pretty basic as long as you have a great understanding of just common fighting game fundamentals. Sliding under that projectile is Pick of the Hut as he gets the good chunky damage here. Second meter burn, or second amplify here.
Oh, punish. I think this character does make a lot of sense for Pig. He tends to play a kind of zonery, keep away style, and Thin Ice Sub can kind of play that. I don't know that that's the best thing for him, but he can do it.
Yes.
Oh my God! Are you?
It recovers quickly.
Wow.
It recovers quickly.
Well, I'm just saying, like, I can't believe that he reacted to a slide with hop. I mean, it's genius, but all right.
He was ready.
Yeah, he definitely was. Oh my God, he looks ridiculous right now, actually. Oh my God. El Chakotay, incredible about halfway through that round. So Pig is caught towards the corner.
Yes, he's up against the wall, and he slides right under. This one's got a crushing blow. The third amplified slide going to do so much damage, upwards of 30-something. And again, just out the gate, he felt the tendency. He knew he was going to move in that situation.
That is an 11-frame low that goes super fast, super far. Oh, not the rest.
Gets the overhead, very unsafe stuff. If it does get blocked, Sub-Zero susceptible to a full combo punish easily from anyone.
And no breakaway. That was a lot of damage. Okay, now he's not going to get breakaway again. Although there's no offensive meter on the other side, so big damage won't be coming. There you go, punish.
Yeah, great hit confirm into the stand 1-2. The ice ball going over to the other side, kicking him out of the corner here, trying to keep it safe.
Chip, and he's in big trouble now. There was no offensive bar. There you go. That'll do it.
That was a close one there for Pick of the Hut. I thought it was going to be all over. We've seen Sonya take people out with bigger life bars than that, and Pick of the Hut clutched it out there in that situation.
Really preferring the overhead is El Chakotay so far. It's the less safe of the mixed-up options.
Yeah, I mean, I don't see him really going for the low string or too much with the sweep, but again, it's a set. You know, it's first the two set, but it's a set nonetheless. You got to adapt, and you got to understand how your opponent's going to adapt to you. That's going to be a full combo punish to the slide on block.
Oh, punish as well. Oh,
big
error. I think that was probably supposed to have been up, but no defensive beater.
Crushing.
Okay. It's a risk, but that overhead is always a risk.
It's very tricky when you throw the low slide right after the overhead. You kind of have to block it like, you know, Doomsday's Earthshake.
So you can see Pig walking back and forth a lot. He's inputting slide constantly and just hitting the button if he thinks it's time.
Oh, the slow walk up to the forward throw. Pick of the Hut getting on the board, taking the lead here, 1-0.
I really think he froze El Chakotay with those slides. I mean, again, you just can't walk around freely against Sub at that range. I don't care who you are. You're not reacting to an 11-frame slide like that at close range. So if the opponent has shown a tendency to do that, then you have to be guarding more than you'd like to, and so the throw works.
Yeah, and if you decide to start guarding more, you immobilize yourself.
Yeah.
And once you immobilize yourself, that's when Sub-Zero, now that he knows that you're afraid to move, then he says, all right, now we're going to 50-50 town. Overhead or the low starter is coming out.
Okay.
Slide out
he
that
has
gate.
adapted a little bit.
He understands that the slides are giving him way too much power, so he's doing something about it. He's being patient, but now it's up to Pick of the Hut to make the proper adaptation, keeping the combo on the ground. He wants to cash in there, build up those amplified slides, so the third one can go into a crushing blow.
It's not actually a punish. But Chakotay deals some good damage. Nice. Although no more bar, he just got it.
Beautiful hit confirmed there. Sub-Zero's back 3-2. Again, we're going for the amplified slide. The next one will give him the ability to cash in on the crushing blow.
Oh, zoning a little bit here. Trying to be cautious. No, you really have to pay attention to Ice Ball. Very few characters can trade well. That'll do it for the round. That was a crush. So huge, huge mistake to bring out the ring against the Ice Ball in that instance. Match point.
Oh, yes. Oh, not a trade there. Not good for Sub-Zero. He wants to make the trade so he can get the full combo, but El-Kachui's is just doing such a good job of perfectly placing those rings.
Oh, wow. Okay. These are not safe tools, but he's using them, and they're all working.
Oh, short hop over the
Yeah,
sweep.
you mean wake up 3 that didn't come out, but it works out anyway? Sweet. Chip. Yeah, one of the best chip tools in the game. Really the only time you see that move done is the chip kill, and he picked it, and it worked very well for him. So that's a 2-0 for Pick of the Hut. I liked some things that Chakotay did, but, you know, again, he got frozen a little bit by the slides, I think. There were a couple of errors, didn't quite get a punish a couple of times.
Sure.
So, you know, you can see somebody who's picking up the game, and I think does have a lot of talent and can be strong, certainly, if he continues with it. But for now, Pick of the Hut looks better.
Yeah, I mean, it showed, and Pick of the Hut's here to play. He is not the type of player that can settle for anything best than anything short of a victory.
For sure.
That's all he wants, and it's in his heart. You know, he's kind of one of those players where you kind of think of, you know, do you love fighting games or do you just love winning? And a lot of people have to ask themselves that. And there's nothing wrong with loving just to win, as it feels good.
Yeah.
And that's why some people play.
I mean, I'm playing for competition.
Yeah.
That's it. I mean, right? Like, that's all I care about is the competition.
That's why
myself.
we're here. That's why we're here.
Yeah. Anyway, nice job to Pig. He moves on in that bracket. That bracket also has HoneyBee in there. Seeing a couple other players' names that I know. Again, you can check things out for yourself on Smash GG. But yeah, this is a nice set of pools. In I4, Kombat's in there, Zyfox, Jeremiah's in there. And so we're actually going to have Jeremiah up right now. It's going to be Jeremiah versus Nutty up first in that pool. Pool I4. So let's see where we are in that one. Yeah, first match for Jeremiah. Nutty's already defeated the Green Ray. And we're going to check them out. There you go.
GGA Jeremiah, a local here to Chicago. For those of you who are in the area and actually didn't make it to Combo Breaker, be sure to try to make it to your first local event. GGA, I believe, puts on their local every Thursday. So that's definitely something you want to look into, and just a great place in general, if anyone who's an arcade enthusiast.
Yeah. So Jeremiah's been around for a long time. Been a strong player before.
Yes. Roots go as deep as Mortal Kombat 9, of course, you know, hanging out with the GGA crew. Chicago had a very strong scene in those days.
Yes. Yeah, I felt that for a while Chicago was one of the top 2 or 3 scenes in the country. I felt that way, I feel like, through Injustice 1.
Yes. Oh, man. Injustice 1 was
They were very strong in those days, yeah.
Yeah. The heyday. But
Make
yeah,
sure
guys,
that you're following NRS Esports on Twitter, as you can see down there on the bottom left. New Twitter account. You can follow it for all the news when it comes to competitive Mortal Kombat action. And I love that, man. I love that there's more interfacing with the community. That is one thing that I feel that is done very well for Mortal Kombat 11 so far.
Yes, it's kind of like including a lot of different scenes and even just a lot of different events, not just the premiere, the pro tour events or the pro competition events,
right.
Just kind of a little bit of everything. And if you happen to be in an area, there are events out there if you're lucky enough.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's not necessarily luck. You yourself are doing a great job out there in the New Jersey scene, making sure that there's something for players to do.
Yeah, sometimes you just got to do it yourself when no one else wants to do it.
So let's see if this is real. This is Jackie versus Sub is what the characters are. This is a button check we have confirmed.
So now Jackie,
Red Sub-Zero, huh?
Yeah, Jackie is a very different character. Yeah, red Sub-Zero, yellow Sub-Zero.
Yeah.
You just got to look for the ice. Once you see the ice, you're like, okay, this is Sub-Zero. Jackie, a very different character than she was in Mortal Kombat X, for those of you who haven't really been following this last game. But she just had like a complete overhaul and a huge focus, especially in this specific variation around the clinch and
pressure
just
up close, cool movement, good buttons, great damage, great conversions.
And those
many people are
cancels.
talking about her as being one of the best in the game. I highly agree with that.
Yeah, those cancels are way too fun to do.
Yeah.
Kind of makes you feel like you're always in control. You know, you're forcing your opponent to kind of play your game. You know, they have to guess whether you're going to cancel, let the string go, block, throw after the cancel.
And Jade is the character for Nutty. So this is the battle of a character who wants to keep out versus a character who definitely wants to get in.
Yes, absolutely. Jade has a lot of options. She's got the, I didn't see which variation of Jade this was, but if it's the one that everyone's going with, it's the one with the air projectiles, the up projectiles, and the low projectile.
Well, they're color-coded at least.
There we go, matching.
Which one do we got? Yeah, that is the variation that you're talking about right there.
Yeah, so that's the down projectile. She does have the option to amplify it and make a second projectile come out and just kind of like keep her safe. Oh, this one's gonna hurt. Gonna pop up with a meter. No, drops the combo, but it's okay. Keeps the momentum and keeps the damage going all the way to the corner, ending here with a clinch and knees to the chest here. Wow. That's not what you want here.
Not a combo, just going in for down one clinch. Not punished. Again, there it is. That clinch is not safe on block. Rarely do you see people just bring it out in that way, but Jeremiah did, and it worked once.
Yeah, it's one of those things where like it has such low amounts of block stun that if you're not ready to punish, the opportunity is gonna miss you like nothing.
Oh! Would have been cool to keep it up on Wiggle Stick, but nope. Now it's back to pressure for Jeremiah. Not for long. Nutty gets some space for himself. This is a hard comeback. Oh!
The high, the down two crushing blow.
It could have been not for the round, but for at least equal health. The drop comes, Jeremiah takes advantage.
That's really unfortunate there because that is a one-time use resource. Every crushing blow is only once per match here. As you can see, just cashed in on the 1-2-3, or I believe the 1-2-4 crushing blow.
Oh, you can't convert there.
Great block of the overhead by Jeremiah, standing up at the last possible second.
Trying to dash in, she, again, has very solid tools. And by the way, not just up close, but in terms of getting in, she's very strong. That dash punch is great, the back two approach is great. She reverses the throw. That is techable itself, by the way, but still super sick you can do that.
Yeah, it kind of makes you terrified to even go for throws against Jackie because she does have the option to amplify her throw tech of your throw.
Here's Nutty in control right now.
Oh, backing up, probably anticipating the wake up of Jeremiah, not giving it to him.
You know, Jeremiah can make this happen here. Oh, especially now!
Oh, this is gonna hurt. Has fatal blow on deck here. Is it gonna be enough? These fatal blows do scale, but they don't scale that much.
I think that is not quite enough. We need another decision here from Jeremiah. He's gotta get back in, he tries! Nutty wants to just put up the zone. Wiggles it. Oh no, it's punishable. He went in too hard. In fact, there was last breath used right there. If you have two defensive bars, you have two chances to live with chip avoided and then last breath. Last breath came to Jeremiah's rescue. Nutty, unfortunately, just one choice off for the chip kill.
Just one. It could have been anything throughout that entire game. It could have been a projectile that you decided to flawless block.
Yeah.
It could have been a string that you decided to not block and take a little bit more damage. A down one could have made the difference anywhere in that set. But unfortunately for Nutty, Jeremiah taking the lead here at 1-0.
Well, Nutty looks like he's not too perturbed about that. Clearly not what he wanted to happen, but
it was close.
Look, yeah, right.
Especially that second round.
He played it all right, yeah.
That second round was close. He was making the right decisions. It came down to the wire. Again, that last breath mechanic really coming in clutch for Jeremiah. If you have one or two defensive full bars, you'll just be able to block one more full hit.
Yeah, man. Okay, what a start.
Not sure if that was on purpose
right?
or
Yeah,
not.
I know. That was sick.
Could be pressing 1 and 2 a little too early, and that does do a shortcut for any interactable.
Here's Jeremiah. We saw a drop at the beginning of... No, I jinxed it. I'm sorry. I was hoping to say something else different happened, but not there. So the side switch comes. Nutty back to the zone.
Throwing those projectiles here, and Jeremiah not extending out there, but instead goes for the pressure, just walking up to see what kind of flinch, what he would do in that situation when he went shoulder to shoulder with him.
Approaches.
Now that's what's so tricky there about Jackie's mid. It's kind of like a perfect companion to that high safe on block dash punch.
Yeah, that step kick is very good. One of the fastest mids in the game. Leads to great pressure, as you can see. And leads to big damage as well. Oh, here's Nutty. What a reaction.
And he didn't
Let me see those
die.
skulls. Let me see those skulls. Skull. Okay, it was a breaking skull. Oh, it'll be close.
He got it. He got it. And Nutty took 2 full hits after Fatal Blow became active, and he had just enough health to survive it. So that could have easily been Jeremiah's round for the taking.
Jeremiah got some knockdowns. This is what he wants to see here in the corner of the cove.
Great whiff punish there of that overhead there from Jade. Gonna go into the
load
clinch.
Up a crush. Once you get all the follow-ups of that clinch, you'll get access to a big crush and blow huge damage out of that.
Jeremiah taking his turn here, deciding to go for the back throw to turn the table to hold on. Back throw of her own.
Okay.
Now Jade's in the driver's seat.
Okay.
Gonna keep throwing you. What's gonna be the mix-up?
Are we gonna see the offense here? Not for long. And just like that, Jeremiah has control yet again. There may be a break. There may be a break. Okay.
Oh, goes for the down 2, trying to cash in as much damage as possible. The down 4, one of Jade's best pokes, but Jeremiah just sniping him out of the sky with that anti-air down 2.
Jeremiah at match point. He tried to get the whip punish on Wiggle Stick, but he just too little too early. Wow! All right into the parry. That's one way to handle it.
Oh, and that's how you handle the rolls. Rolls are susceptible to being regular throw-ins. If you know your opponent's gonna roll right through any of your normals, just stop and give him a throw instead.
Yep, he's loading up all the follow-ups here. Oh, max range dash punch gets the crush. And now pressure comes. We may see a breakaway. I said we may see a breakaway. We may not get a chance anymore. This could be crushed.
Oh, it hurts. Another pop-up, and that's going to be enough. Jeremiah said, why did you doubt me? Why did you think I was going to drop this?
What happened?
He had 2 bars, but he was probably in the mindset of, you know what, he's probably going to drop it. And then at this point, I'm just too afraid to do it this late.
You have to get out of there.
He
you have
had
to get out of there.
multiple
that was the
opportunities.
Yeah, they're in that angry cove on the right side, and that just was not the right call.
No.
I don't want to be too much of a jerk, but that was not the right call.
I mean, it wasn't. That's clear as day, easy call.
Bummer.
Not the way. He could have air escaped the first time. He could have air escaped the second time. And, you know, maybe he just didn't have faith. And a lot of people, you know, don't like doing the breakaway because once you break away and hit the ground, you have no access to roll and you have no access to wake-ups.
No, you're right. It sucks, but on the other hand, you should probably stay alive if you can.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's check out the replay here. So some of what we just saw.
Yes.
There were definitely rounds in there that I liked out of Nutty. It was not all a blow-up in Jeremiah's favor.
No, definitely not. Nutty was there, especially that perfect call out to the dash punch. Unfortunately, just didn't execute the follow-up there after cashing in on that down 2 crushing blow. But here it is when it came down to the wire. Last breath, but not enough here. Jeremiah taking that first game.
Nutty definitely could have taken that game. Like, it was within his grasp.
Easily.
And then in the corner, no, it hurts to rewatch.
Did an air
Into
escape.
the crush, another chance presents itself. Bam, to escape right there. Down plus block in the sky, and nothing came.
And you could see right there, he did have full defensive
oh my God.
meter.
Oh, this is a savage replay. Are you guys serious over there? Look at this. The crew.
They loved it. That was creative. I'll give it to them.
Wow.
That was creative. But you could see
At least
it right there.
graphically, he's falling out of the combo in that one. I appreciate it.
You can see right there, he just decided not to do it. He didn't want to give up those options. Those defensive mechanics really, really come in handy. But like you said, you have to do it or you're going to die.
Yeah, I mean, there's no more escape from death.
That's it.
That's the theme of Mortal Kombat.
That's
Can't
it.
escape from death.
Death is the end.
That's right.
But, you know, we have a lot more pool matches to come this way. A lot of great players in these set of pools. And if you guys want to follow along, you guys can on smash.gg. And you guys can also see all the action you probably missed yesterday or earlier today. And you can see who is already solidified into the second phase of pools. Now on stage, I believe we do have Ragnarok from Indiana, or in the Indianapolis area, and he's going up against Styles Clash.
That's a cool name. I respect that. This pool also has Dragon in it. It has Crazy in it from SoCal. That's cool. If I'm looking at the right one here, let me see.
All right, it looks like the guys.
I might not be, no, actually.
The guys look like they're ready to go here. Ragnarok, you know,
Oh no, this pool actually has Slayer, Kiltron's in here. I don't think Tekken Master made it, right?
No, Tekken Master is not here this
did
weekend.
not make it.
He was a little too wiped out from the summit.
Yeah, it's all good.
Yeah, it's a big travel there for him.
You also have some players in here who are strong in other games. I think that's a running theme. So Ghost Chips did great in Street Fighter yesterday. He's made it into the second round. Piano Densetsu is a really good player as well. So yeah, we have people here who are showing up and trying to make things happen in Mortal Kombat, and I know we were all very happy to see it. Oh, Nerd Josh as well, same thing. That's a guy who has played every single video game ever made.
That's right, and he's also got some roots in the NRS testing facility.
Yes, that's right. Yeah, he was a tester on Injustice. Oh, not actually the legit match yet.
No, I believe this is the one. Chat. Don't get excited. Don't get excited.
You don't need to do the whole thing here. Okay. Just worried I was gonna see the full noob combo.
We were about to call them hand warmers for a second.
Yeah.
If it was one more second. All right, we're going to fighter select because restart match is disabled here on the stream, so don't worry if somebody decides to fatality that first round. They're probably going to see it.
All right, what do we got? By the way, this is already the second round for Ragnarok, third round for Styles Clash. So we got a Kung Lao and a noob after all.
Yes, and I'm not sure if these guys are sitting on the right spot. I know Ragnarok is a noob Cybot player, so waiting for a little bit of a confirmation.
Yeah, we'll check.
But I'd say for now, I'm pretty sure it's Ragnarok playing as noob Cybot, especially this variation. I mean, I guess everyone's playing this variation. Kung Lao, ooh, big unsafe dive kick there.
And then no meters spent offensively. That was a big opportunity.
Going with the wake up here. Now he's just aiming those projectiles straight down, straight up to kind of just, keep you guessing. If you're trying to duck under it as high, you will get hit by the lower arced hat toss.
Noob does control that range in front of him about half screen pretty well. Wow, just ducked right under. This is big damage finally. Will we see a break? No, but no big damage anyway.
I think he was anticipating the break there in that situation. He kind of just let him fall out of the combo so he could continue the momentum, but first round goes to noob Cybot.
Yeah, as I was saying, he controls that range about a half screen in front of him decently well. There's big damage there in any case. And Lao would love to be pressuring there. He's got good staggers, good whiff punishing tools.
A great neutral jump there of that throw. If you're not on the ground blocking or standing up, you cannot be thrown in this game. So taking to the air, or even riskier, just holding down without block, can get you around those throws for full combo punishes.
Oh, trying to approach. Wow, lovely escape timing. That was perfect. Out of the corner now. And we had a chance for something. Is that a chance for something again?
I think he thought he was going to be on the other side, poking out with that down three, but noob giving him a down four for his own.
There's the escape this time. Oh, very punishable. Although, to be fair, I'm not sure exactly what Kung Lao does about it. I would think forward one, but I don't know for sure.
He's got some buttons. They're high, which is really the main complaint about a lot of Kung Lao players. He's got too many highs, not enough solid mids. Oh, just goes up for the throw. Now that is a failed throw, so the next one, if he does hold on to it, can lead into a crushing blow if it's the back throw.
Slowing it down here, 24 on the clock. He takes a big bat and then comes in with the overhead. He saw the neutral duck last time. This time he blows it up.
Oh, just meeting him there with those kicks. You really can't duck under them.
Nope.
Fight. So it looks like we do have the names right this time, or this time around. It is Ragnarok going with noob Cybot, and Styles Clash going with Kung Lao. Teleport, here we go, and the slam down. I think he was anticipating the neutral duck. So, Ragnarok kind of has to make the adaptation there. He could block, but he will put himself susceptible to the teleport throw option.
Yeah, man. Okay. Restand, slightly plus. And now it's on Styles Clash to try to make his way back in. That range right there, that's where he'd love to be, and yet noob walking out of it or occasionally controlling it.
I'm trying to get under those ghost balls, but I feel like you can tell that someone's really scared of letting go of block when they don't react to those high projectiles. And right there, the most solid mid of all time. Noob
super fast. Yeah. Super fast mid right there.
Unfortunately, it doesn't really lead into any real damage. Right. You can't cancel in anything without, or I believe you can't cancel that move at all. And, it's just kind of a great way to just check your opponent, keep them honest, and then once they get conditioned to that, then you can go. But that was a win for Ragnarok there, playing as noob Cybot. Going out there with the shadow tackle here. So
whip punish. something you really got to keep your eye on. Oh, here you go. Back 1+3 and into the rest. And the breakaway, as traditionally is done in that situation, you do not want to take that combo damage.
Oh, no, you absolutely do not. Hold on, we're getting something going here. Backs off, probably anticipating the wake-up attack, but doesn't get anything.
Well, there was a little bit of pressure at least, and as I was saying before, I feel like Kong Lao was actually really good at staggering.
Yeah, he's got a lot of very different strings that you know, you can kind of just end quickly at any given time and just go for the throws. Checking him with the down 3, but Ragnarok ready to react.
That could have been huge. If that had been punished with something bigger than down 3, that could have been gigantic.
And that very solid mid.
Yes, the threat constantly here. South Slash trying to move in. I think that's unsafe. Oh, lovely. Now the time to pressure. They had the same idea. They literally had the same idea.
Same idea. Here's a solid mid, but unfortunately that was a trade in Noob Saibot's favor here. The ghost ball coming out.
Oh, I think he tried to do the dive kick. He didn't get it, which meant he just whiffed and he landed. And back to controlling things here is Ragnarok here. Lovely escape. And then he just blocks and is out of there. Will this be the breakaway?
I don't know.
Nope,
could
it
be.
was not.
That's down 2.
A cool 30. He just ducked and into the rest. There is another breakaway available. Of course it comes, but match points closing in.
Oh, pokes back with the throw instead of a down 1 or down 3 that he was anticipating. We didn't get a break attempt there. And just like the last game there, solid mid, and we're gonna end this with a fatal and a handshake. Ragnarok feeling himself, reenacting the fatality as Noob just goes through those portals, somehow turns one hand and sickle into 2 hands and sickles, and just rips you apart. You guys really missed out on a great treat.
Dude, what's funny is we're not actually watching it either. Like, it wasn't on our screens either.
I remember.
You've just seen it so many times that you like know exactly what it is. Nice work.
That's great. I mean, he was also reenacting it for us.
He was. Yeah.
He's definitely doing it with a smile on. You can't see Noob Saibot smiling under that, you know.
Dude, I don't know if he smiles. Have you heard that guy's dialogue? I'm not sure there's any smiling going on. That man's the angstiest teenager in the game.
He's definitely Edge Lord Extraordinaire, which is why a lot of people...
What a nerd.
You either gravitate to him because you like zoning and you like solid gameplay and damage.
I'm down for the gameplay.
Or you gravitate to him because you're an edgelord. One or the other.
I want to kick him in a locker, man.
All right, guys, we're going to check out the replays here from the last game. Pretty much Ragnarok in full control. Beautiful throw tech there, or throw escape, and the down 2 to hit him out of the sky. Unfortunately, doesn't get the execution right after it, and Ragnarok just, again, solid gameplay throughout.
There you go. The most important part of the set.
Just picture his hands going through portals. That was a very unenthused, like, pullback of it.
Yeah, there was definitely no smile in there, by the way. That was for sure.
No, he's smiling under the mask, too.
I'm not even sure. Did you see his eyes? Those were dispassionate eyes.
Dead eyes. Yeah, huge shout-outs to the NetherRealm Esports Twitter channel. You guys can follow it at NRS Esports on Twitter. Just be up to date, everything when it comes to the Pro Tour, Pro Competition, and just all around events in general. Online, offline, there's going to be something there for everyone if you're a passionate fighting game player in the NetherRealm scene. So give it a follow.
For sure. As I said, I'm really happy with how NRS and Warner have done in terms of helping the game get some exposure. I mean, the game itself is doing the largest trick. It's such a strong entry in the series. But yeah, it's great to see extra stuff on top of that, no doubt.
Yeah, I definitely smile every time I'm just watching normal TV with my wife and we see a Mortal Kombat 11 commercial. We've seen it a million times, but it's just like, you know, it just makes me think this could be someone else, more people getting into the game, making the scene grow, making the scene better, because that's really what it's all about, is just getting the fighting game scene in general to grow, and everyone's got to do their part. And NRS and Warner Brothers is definitely doing as much as they can to help our scene.
It's great to see. So this is going to be Emperor Kombat on the right side of your screen versus Blue Jay 888. Now Kombat has already looked strong in the game. We've seen him doing good stuff up in the Northeast.
Yes.
He won the Kombat Cup online tournament already.
Yes, and that's how he got here. Kombat is a very young gun here. I don't know if he looks very young, but you know, he wouldn't have been able to make it to Combo Breaker if he didn't win that online tournament. He also won Next Level Battle Circuit on Wednesday. Then the next night, when he got here, won GGA back-to-back locals. Right. That is not an easy thing to do, and he's trying to repeat it here again for Combo Breaker.
Now, was he playing Johnny and doing that at GGA?
I believe at GGA it was, I think it was a mix of Johnny and some of his other characters.
Okay.
I know he likes to play, last night he was playing in the auction tournament. He had the bargain of the night.
Okay.
$25 got him Raiden.
Wow, is that a bargain? I don't know.
That's a bargain,
yeah?
because Sonic Fox had to spend $210 to play as Sub-Zero.
Yeah, well, his investment paid off.
That's true, he did win. He did win. And I believe it was also a $205 entry for Samij to pick Katana. So Kombat got into the tournament for a really, really good price.
That's true. Okay.
Dollar Tree Raiden.
Dollar Tree.
All right, so let's see.
But yeah, I've seen him play multiple characters. Looks like Cabal is the intention here for Blue Jay. And it's going to be Marauder Baraka after all. It's a strong character, very frustrating pressure. You know, it's not the wildest mix-ups in this variation, but he just has so much damage and so much safety. In fact, plus frames oftentimes. It's pretty obnoxious to play against.
Yeah, it's very hard to find the gaps to get around Baraka's strings to make the safe ones unsafe. But as soon as you start doing that, the Baraka can adapt and hurt you for it.
Oh, yeah.
He's also going to be looking to block anything that's unsafe and just punish you to death, you know, for one bar or a crushing blow, whether that's 1-2-2 or just anything into gutted. Rolling forward, and here we go. That's going to be a punish.
Already starting off. Yeah, it need to get out of there. It could have been a punishment for Blue Jay. She let it drop. But no, this character that she's got, I think, is very strong as well. You're talking about strings that are strong. His I think, don't have any gaps at all. So he's pressuring mostly safely. He's just a very fundamentally sound character. Some zoning tools, good pressure tools.
Yes, and always kind of that threat of the Nomad Dash. You really never want to just not think about holding on to block when you're trying to dance around with Cabal in the footsies game.
Oh, nice. But Kombat not taking the bait. He just waited to block. Yeah, and there you go.
Just waiting. Let your opponent hang themselves 9 out of 10 times. That's what's going to happen. And I think Kombat sees that situation here. Double low buzzsaw on this variation, which is what Cabal has here as a low.
Blue Jay finding the hit. That's what I'm talking about. Gets into the corner. Yes.
Going to cash in for 22%.
Wow. Wake up neutral jump. What?
And there's the straight buzzsaw again, specially equipped for this variation only. Oh, not sure if that was a punish or Blue Jay trying to move out there. The flawless block on the wake up. Trying to keep it leaderless. Not sure what we're looking for.
I really like some of what we're seeing out of Blue Jay right now. I like the decision making. We're seeing some good neutral control, safe pressure. Again, that's the name of the game for Cabal.
Yeah, I feel like Blue Jay understands, you know, the turn sequence here. When it's her turn to poke back, instead going for throws and kind of keeping Kombat guessing. Because this is a very close round. This could go either way. And Kombat just trying to get through this, these obstacles.
Oh, no!
That's going to be a big punish.
That actually may be it. It'll be close. Blue Jay trying to get those shields. That's what I'm talking about. Yo, let's get those shields. Did she live because of it?
No.
Oh, not bad.
It's a lot of damage.
It is a lot of damage.
37% there from Baraka with a simple stand. 1-1-2 after the roll. And, you know, that's a very great mechanic to do against someone who's getting really aggressive on your wake up. If they keep pressing buttons on you or keep waiting for you to whiff something, sometimes you'll surprise them with a forward roll, get past their normal attacks, and punish them as you're getting up. You know, and they're whiffing on the other side of the screen.
And it's unusual for a character to have some of their biggest damage options out of just the stand one, right? A super fast 7-frame button. That's the case for Baraka. He really gets big damage out of just the fast stuff, so he's got a luxury in that regard.
Yeah, and because of the pushback there of the complete string, it's really hard for you know, any character to really do something about it.
Yeah, he's got to flawless block that last hit, but as you said before, he doesn't need to press that last button.
Exactly, and then he can, you know, punish you for trying to flawless block it. Going with the regular string into the overhead, and
Blue Jay keeping some range for herself here.
And Baraka's no slouch and no stranger to projectiles. He's got some of the best ones. Very simple projectile, but solid nonetheless.
Yeah, he does fine in damage in this matchup in terms of projectiles. Oh, lovely timing! Blue Jay finds the big hit for herself.
And the roll.
Oh, lovely down one just to check things. Uh-oh.
This was gonna hurt here. Blue Jay does have access to breakaway and decides to use it. Decides to jump right on Wake Up, but I think that was the right decision there. Oh,
that
the
dude
throw
did
getting
forward
down
4-4 to get right next to you, and then he just neutral ducked right there. That's, oh man, if he had brought out the crushing blow, that would have been it. He gives Blue Jay a chance here, and she's done so well. I don't know if that's an advisable idea. Now, she has the fatal blow lined up, and so any projectile, taking the bend, and an easy punish for Baraka.
I mean, you thought it was coming. Kombat thought it was coming. He wasn't pressing a button. He was waiting. That fatal blow will connect from anywhere on the screen as Cabal just goes right to you.
There you go. Whip punish comes. Not a ton of damage. Oh, I just tried to keep it up. That would have been the super sickest conversion from full screen.
It would have been. Oh, Wake Up 3, taking her turn, forcing this on Kombat, as Kombat just has to guess for his life again, rolling right past Cabal and getting the full combo punish, and that's going to be a crushing blow. Look at the damage ticking off, damage over time, so much of it.
Get him! Oh boy, that could have been for the round. Blue Jay has had some chances, I'll tell you that. She has definitely earned them and has not capitalized on a couple of situations. Keeping it safe, no mix-ups. Oh no! Wow, lack of conversion. I'm very surprised.
He didn't believe. He didn't believe. What? The down 2 hitting from right behind his head.
Hey. Oh, are you serious?
He's doing it.
I don't like it. I don't like it at all. That's what you get. That's what you get. You can't. I mean, look, Blue Jay has definitely been a serious competitor here. We've seen whiff punishing. We've seen combos out of her. I don't know why you bring out the Mercy in a situation like this. This is no patsy.
Hey, Kombat's just putting on a show for everyone at home, and Blue Jay's got
I hope he gets dunked. I hope he gets dunked right here.
Let's hope. I think we're all hoping that right here. Oh, and Gutted was already using this match. Even though a Mercy did happen, this is still the first match. Just bullying Cabal right here in the corner. The down 2 conversion into the down 1. Not the easiest thing to do, but for a pro like Kombat, just another day in the office.
Out of the corner. Okay, ready. Although some damage dealt, as happens in Mortal Kombat.
Getting under every single one of them, copping over the low buzzsaw. Just an obstacle course, but it's okay because Kombat has the life lead. He has no reason to overextend and put himself at risk, but right there he saw the opportunity, going in with the knees, and Kombat taking it over. Blue Jay 2-0.
Boo.
Booing all the way here is Ultra David.
Yeah. Look, that's great. He played super, super well. It's a very safe style, but that's what you can do as Baraka. You're not taking big risks, but you're still getting major damage whenever you find a hit.
Yes.
It's just the nature of the character. And we saw that from Kombat there. I know he has a host of characters in his deck. It's not just the Baraka. We mentioned a couple of them earlier.
Correct.
I wonder if his intention here is to stick with that character, or is that just like a, look, I don't want to take any risks. I'm just going to play safely. We're early in pools. Safety first?
Definitely safety first, but check out these replays here from the last set, and we can highlight and tell you, again, how Kombat is keeping it safe with Baraka. But I don't think just keeping it safe, but maybe just kind of not trying to give everyone else too much information, because you know players like Sonic Fox, Dragon, and Samij are all looking at Kombat and saying, what does he do when with what specific character? So I feel like Kombat doesn't want to utilize his resources until he has to. But pretty much in control. But hold on, Blue Jay was showing up with a fight here, but unfortunate for her, Kombat just rolling past and going to that full combo punish fatal blow.
Boy.
Most predictable fatal blow of the set, and that down 2
is incredible.
The down 2, the anti-air, and of course the mercy. Hey man, he's just trying to find love in this world. Just trying to find love in this vicious, vicious world of Mortal Kombat 11.
So we saw one Cabal, and we should be seeing another here as Slayer comes up to the stage. It's going to be Slayer on the right side of things. This is a guy who has been playing Mortal Kombat since MK9, and he did it with Cabal there. Pretty different character now than before, though.
Oh, man.
What do you got?
No, it's just funny. They were trying to get the person who was still synced in to turn off their controller, but instead that person decided to turn off the PlayStation 4.
Okay.
So we're waiting here. But yeah, Slayer pretty much going with Cabal and kind of priding himself on his ability to be able to flawless block like the young gun that he is. Just always on the ball, ready to go. And like we said before, even though Slayer is a younger player, he's got some deep roots.
Right. Some of the people who played in Mortal Kombat 9 are in their mid to late 30s. I mean, I'm one of them. Pig's one of them. You know, I mean, there's that like upper age bracket. But he was playing MK9 when he was but a wee lad and is still in his early mid 20s.
Oh, there we go. Big shout outs to Michelangelo. The most reflective sunglasses I've ever seen.
Right?
I feel like I can see myself in them.
Okay. See a bit of the crowd right there. People having fun. Waiting for things to get going here as the PlayStation 4 turns back on.
It happens, man. Sometimes we got to get through it. But, you know, if we plan ahead for them. And now Last Laugh here, who's going to be Slayer's opponent. He is super, super into the FGC. He's been traveling from Florida to almost every single premiere event, especially during the Injustice 2 days, and just been trying to make a name for himself, trying to find that breakthrough opportunity for himself. And if he can take out a player like Slayer, it's definitely going to be turning heads all over the world for him.
Now, unless this is loser's side already, and I doubt it, this is winners finals of the pool.
Last Laugh has been, you know, it's everyone's looking for that breakthrough, and Last Laugh
I'm sorry,
definitely.
This is winners semifinals of the pool. My bad.
Still far. It's still not round one.
No. We're
so
deep into this.
These guys had a win to get here.
They both did.
They had a win to get here.
They both absolutely did. Yep. So what?
Devora?
Devora's in this game?
Devora?
Button check was the story we're being told, but I hope that he sticks with the character.
He's hiding. He's hiding his real character. Or he's going to be ready to downplay right after.
Man, that would really bug me.
I bet it would. Oh, and there's bugs all over the place for you, David.
Yeah, for sure. She's commonly considered one of the weakest characters in the game. I know there's some dissension on that. I've talked with a couple of players who think that actually she has some stuff going for her. She does have some great stuff. She has a great anti-air crushing blow that leads to big damage. Amazing jump in. Her jump one reaches from the full side of the. It's a gigantic button. She has some
reach. Yeah.
She has some fast-ish tools, but also a lot of highs. Some of her things don't work out as you would expect. Some hitbox issues are there. She doesn't really get some sort of wild setups that people originally thought that she would. And so here we go against Slayer, who's going clean cut Cabal now, who has the regular air projectile that goes down at an angle.
Yes, and
has the restand, has the low hook.
Yep, restand hook, low hook, and the spin that no one likes.
Right, yeah. That when I was in training mode, like investigating the character, I was like, is this the wrong variation? I've never seen anybody else actually use this.
I've never seen anyone do this move.
Yeah.
And Slayer off to a great start here. Perfectly calculated throws and not anticipating that overhead. It's quick, but you know, you gotta be careful when you dish that out.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah, I mean, she has overhead low mix-ups, but they're just not into much damage, and they're not safe.
Exactly. So just because of that, it's just, if you're the person trying to defend against it, you just got to tell yourself, I'm eventually going to guess right, and I'm going to make sure I punish her for it.
Wow, I think there were some big chances there for Slayer. He didn't really take advantage. Last Laugh gets the overhead. Oh, he didn't know whip punish. Oh, that was the chance.
I saw the switch dance. I don't know if he decided to go for Fatal Blow and just either changed his mind or maybe just inputted it wrong.
I wonder. Wow. Wow, yeah, that's unfortunate if so.
Because that was the right call. Slayer went with the wake-up attack. He would have been punished easily with a Fatal Blow. Huge upset here for Last Laugh. And what an anti-air stand one. Again, we said Slayer was an MK9 player, and that's as MK9 as you get.
There you see that huge jump attack I was talking about. Giant range on it. The bug comes, so there will be a bug following her up. Or there was anyway.
Oh, looking for the overhead, but just whiffs it by a little bit. Looking for the. He's not anticipating. I'm not sure if he's trying to fuzzy block something, a string that doesn't exist.
Nobody knows what this character does. Are you serious?
Everyone just knows that the character is not up to par with everyone else. So, you know, you don't spend too much time labbing against this character.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like all of us, I did the same thing. I checked her out on day one or whatever in the first week, and I was like, I don't know about this one, and then I haven't seen her used ever since. So
that's true.
I'm definitely no expert in what Devora does in this game.
Oh, goes for
the idea was there.
But not enough here.
Oh, that was the start of it. Oh, wow. The individual low overhead slowly whittling the opponent away. Slayer would not want to lose to a Devora, but you got to take it seriously, man. You want to have the last laugh, not your opponent.
Last Laugh is just doing a great job of guessing right with the overheads and the lows, keeping Slayer on his toes. No punish there, a little too slow, but goes for the restand hooks to push her away from him. Look at checking him with the down one, forward two, and again, Last Laugh doing a great job of just kind of immobilizing Slayer every time he takes to the sky with that jump in two and making sure he stays put. The bugs going out there, air to air, but no conversion, but keeps the momentum on his side. Gets hit by the invulnerable, up three.
Low hook. He took a little risk there.
Jumping in with that big boot, not getting anything for it. Last Laugh in a really bad spot here up against the corner, but decides to just jump out of dodge.
Still not enough. Slayer needs more. The low hook again.
It's the mix-up here. You think the overhead's coming, but instead cancel the low hook. Oh my God. Not sure what's going on here. Looks like we're having some kind of technical difficulties as Slayer just trying to get to the bottom of this. But Last Laugh getting the round there with Devora, very impressive. Like we said, a little tough. I know you are looking up the
I'm
forward
looking at frame data right now. I don't know what it is.
The forward, I believe it's the forward two, which is our overhead.
Okay.
And
yeah, that's a mid.
Then it's the back two.
She doesn't have a back two.
Forward four.
Okay, let's see. Forward four. That is an overhead, and it is minus 16.
Minus 16 is definitely punishable by Cabal. Yeah. You know, again,
that's gnarly.
It's one of those things where I believe that was
taking
Slayer.
Game number one, and now Last Laugh has to make a comeback.
Yeah, so it's one of those things where, you know, even though the move is unsafe, the small amount of blocks then will throw an opponent off easily because they're not ready to press buttons because they're still on defensive mode. Throwing down those bugs, trying to set up something here, but just kind of completely out of range here and just let Slayer jumping out of there. No mad dash, but decides to go for the breakaway to keep the positioning, to keep Slayer there, but that's not what Slayer wants to do, bullying his way out with those 1-1-1s.
And as this goes on, he has more and more control. Okay, so back three is unsafe, but the follow-up, the second hit, is only minus 7, so that shouldn't be too unsafe. In that low string is what I'm talking about.
So it's the overhead. When that overhead comes, that's your opportunity to punish, but you know, sometimes she's arced a little bit different. The hit stun or the block stun is just throws you off completely.
Yeah.
Oh, wake up three.
Okay, wow.
Taking the turn
nice.
back.
So again, yeah, that's minus 7 right there. Not bad.
Right, Slayer just keeping Devora right where he wants her, right in front of him, susceptible to throws, susceptible to all these strings and all these mix-ups.
I would love to see that low string into just a down 2, because Slayer's trying to get something with blow up. Oh, okay, this time he's backing off. He knows now it's safe.
Oh, and that's going to be a punish, but doesn't get anything afterwards. And Slayer again just jumping out of there. Slayer taking it 2-0, but big shout outs to Last Laugh for taking that round with none other than Devora. But unfortunate for him, Slayer's going to be the one moving on in the winner's side of this bracket.
Well, that was cool to see. Again, it's a character that I'm so unfamiliar with that I'm literally looking at frame data as we were commentating. Because I haven't seen her played, honestly. I mean, I think I've seen her. I saw her once at Texas Showdown where somebody played her in losers finals, and offhand I don't remember, but actually did pretty well. Won 2 games. Didn't end up winning the set, but was actually all right.
That's pretty well for Devora, and again, it could be, you know, that unfamiliar factor that a lot of people like to take out the low tiers for. I believe we did also see HoneyBee switching to Devora last second. I believe in that first day of the summit.
That's right, yeah.
For the last match, but unfortunately for him, he was going up against another Devora main, Wazinator, who had better sense. Wazinator right there next to the twins, as you can see there, but Wazinator had better sense than going with Devora and decided to stick with Noob Saibot. Took that win easily over HoneyBee at the summit.
You got a couple of the commentators in the crowd right there. In fact, we got an international contingent right there. You got the Australia, and you got the 3 UK right next to them. In fact, another Australian just sat down on the right. So that's super cool. And one of my favorite things about how the scene has developed is that there is a very strong international presence.
Yes.
Back in early days, MK9 and so forth, it was basically North America and basically the United States. But nowadays, not at all the case. Strong players everywhere in the world.
Yeah, I mean, we really saw the breakout of that, and it's possible in regions that aren't developed as well in terms of fighting game scenes. We saw that with Tekken Master during MKX.
Sure, yes.
You had the pleasure of commentating that grand finals.
100%, man. That was so great to see. The year before that, Foxy Grandpa and Ketchup were both in top 8.
Yes,
at
they were.
MKX. So, I mean, that's when I feel it began to change. And much of it was our own hubris in retrospect. You know, I mean, these people have been playing Mortal Kombat. Like, they were definitely playing Mortal Kombat.
Oh, sure,
I mean,
definitely.
But we just didn't know about it, and so thereby assumed, well, we're the best. Whatever. That's how we do things in this country.
Well, yeah.
There's no difference in this respect. So, hey, now we definitely know that there are strong players everywhere.
Yes, there are, and you can never really count out any region or anything. We even see that in other games. We've seen that in Street Fighter with the rise of Mena RD coming from the Dominican Republic. But we're going to have a little surprise for you, so guys, stay tuned. Don't blink. Don't look anywhere else.
Hello, everybody. Why is this mic not working yet?
Yes, it is.
Hello, testing. Hello? It's working. Everybody here? All right, guys. So, as you all know, I don't know if this mic is working, so I'm just going to...
No,
Hello? No, it's not working.
It's working.
On stream? Okay, so, as you guys know, it is... Oh, it's working now. So, Samij, I would like to invite Samij on the stage. Samij, where's your ass at? All right. I've been doing mad things with this man. Sometimes he annoys the hell out of me, but I love him.
Turn towards me, guys.
So does Jelly. This is part of Jelly's idea. The writing on the cake is mine, so you know. But it's Samij's birthday, so everybody on 3, we're gonna wish Samij a happy birthday, all right? 1, 2, 3. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Cha, cha, cha. Happy birthday, dear Samij. Ha, cha, cha. Happy birthday to you. Woo! Look at your cake.
Um,
Thank you so much. Just free cake, guys, so you know.
free cake for everyone. I think they're going to need a bigger cake.
I like how he was like trying to hide the ball in terms of what it was, and then before he actually unveiled it, he was like, "By the way, this is a cake." What are you doing? Like, it's a surprise. Anyway, congrats to Samij on his birthday.
Samij is just the best at guessing, so he knew.
He already knew it.
Yeah, he already knew it was in there.
I mean, look, if it's your birthday and you get called up on stage and somebody else is holding a thing, like, you know what's going on. Anyway, we get free cake. I'm sorry at home. You have to buy your own cakes. But the important thing is that we get free cake.
The important thing is that it's Samij's birthday, so if you're going to wish him a really big happy birthday, make sure you follow him on Twitter. Say happy birthday. You are the best katana player out there, best Catwoman, and the master of neutral jumps. Just loves jumping out of every pressure.
That may be true.
It is. It is. One of a kind is Samij, competitor through and through. And it's just a man that irradiates consistency.
Yeah.
Big happy birthday to Samij. And big shout out to Sonic Fox for putting on that nice little surprise for us.
What a cutie, man. What a cutie.
Great message, too, on that cake. So
I know, yeah. What a Sonic Fox thing. Anyway, yeah, congrats there. So basically what's happening right now is swapping the console out, making sure everything's going to work out there.
Yes.
Let's check in and see if there are updates to any of the brackets here as we're watching. We have seen some things happen. I know Dragon is moving forward. I don't think that's a big surprise.
No big surprise there. Dragon, E-League champion, EVO champion from the first year of Injustice 1. And again, man, these guys are just running away with it. These guys that kind of came through during the MKX era, Dragon, Samij, Silvereye, and even a little bit later, Gur. So many top players are just guys that are just recently finding their footing. And I'm not surprised when they make it out of pools decisively in winners.
No, yeah. Over the last 2 years, the scene has become much younger as new players come in, and they have so much talent. So while there still are some players who were strong in MK9 and Justice 1, even early MKX, honestly, most of the strongest players now are from kind of mid MKX and later. That's, I would say, where the bulk of the top level talent is. But of course, some of the other players are still looking great. We saw, just for example, you look at the Summit, where top 4 included DJT and Gross, 2 long time players. And even Sonic Fox himself has been playing since, basically MK9. Thanks a lot for checking out the stream here at Combo Breaker 2019. You can see a couple of folks. All right, which one's which? Which one's which? Do it.
I know which one's which.
Okay,
it's
me too.
Yeah, okay.
All
It's
right.
Ketchup on the left. They gotta do like the same hairstyle one day just to trick us.
I'm confident that I would know even if it was the same hairstyle.
The piercing also gives it away.
Okay, that's the main way.
Yeah,
Yes, that's the main way. They even got the same one. No. Okay, it's getting weird.
No, they planned that. Free.
I don't think they did.
Body.
I think they were just tying for real.
Body.
Anyway, check out NRS Esports on Twitter. And that's a great way to keep in touch with the Mortal Kombat scene, the pro scene, the competitive scene. Not everybody who plays needs to be a professional. Just coming out and competing and having fun is a big part of what everything is about here.
And that is not limited to just you players here in North America. Everyone, the NRS scene, the pro competition is making sure that all different regions throughout the world have their representation. So many different things out there. And, it's up for grabs. If you want it, if you want to come out and compete with the best, you got to go give it a shot. You got to follow it.
Yeah, and it's just a fun thing to be able to come out and play against other people in person. Playing online is great. The online is really solid, but playing in person, always better. Nice to meet people. We've all made relationships from the FGC that are very important to us, and that's the best way to do it is to go out, hang out. Even if you're not a pro, it's great to come, hang, and play.
Yeah, just meet everyone and get in as many casuals as possible.
Yeah.
Just kind of treat it like a boot camp and make sure you walk away a better player than you were when you walked into this place.
Or, you find out things that you need to work on and develop. And that's not an instant thing. Of course, it takes some time to adapt. So that's, the best way to figure it out is to go play. Anyway, this is going to be HoneyBee versus Finesse in Pool I3. So this is to get into winners finals. So that is to say winners semifinals.
Now, HoneyBee is a character. We were talking a lot about Devora, as we just saw Devora in that last matchup between Last Laugh and Slayer. HoneyBee, though, being the competitor that he is, feels that Devora is just not doing enough, doesn't have the tool set to really make him stand out in the competition, the very tough competition that is the pro competition here in Mortal Kombat 11. So HoneyBee using a lot of noob Saibot. Again, if you got some solid fundamentals, a great character to start with. Easy zoning, controlling of the pace, not really reliant on overhead or low mix-ups, but making sure that when you do find those openings, thanks to great spacing, that you are going to make sure it hurts.
Well, we're working on everything here. The players, I'm sure, will get playing as soon as we can. I like the friendship cap over there on Finesse's side.
Yes, the dad hat style. The highly requested style that was originally unavailable, but thanks to the boys at the Summit, they made it available for everyone who wanted it and spoke out so vocally about it.
Super cool.
And here in the background, you can see pretty much the entire main room here, the main event room for Combo Breaker. As you can see, so many people, but this is just the tip of the iceberg. There are a lot of other rooms, the arcade room, the smaller ballrooms, the old school room.
Hold on.
Cake? They got cake.
Hold on. Can I get a cake check?
Cake check?
Can I get a cake check?
For Samija's birthday?
Can I get a cake check out here?
It's necessary.
Combined age of that shot is 25 years old.
He just eat that entire cake in one bite. That is our Evo champion here, Justice 2 Year 2. Rewind, hanging out with...
He's growing up so fast.
He is. He said it was his last day of high school the other day, and he said he's surprisingly really going to miss it. Man. That was such a long time ago for me.
I know, right? Yeah.
That was such a long time
ago.
For
me, most of that wasn't even in this millennium. Only 1 year was.
But I do remember being upset. It is sad. It's like a bittersweet, you want to move on to better things, but, your life will never be that easy again.
Looks like we have the noob. I think that's no surprise. It's mostly what he's been playing. And for Finesse, it's Baraka. I didn't see which one.
I believe he went Marauder, which is what I feel like a lot of people go with. Very few times I've seen anyone go with Bone Pickers when DJT was using it early throughout the second, or I believe the third day of the summit.
Right.
But other than that, when he was going up against the top of the top, he went Marauder for the damage.
Yep, that damage is major, as we saw earlier. Okay, he checked everything out. Time to go back to the character select screen and play the video game. Nice, excellent. Yeah, again, Noob, a strong character. I don't think anybody thinks he's one of the strongest, but he does have great damage and just kind of fundamentally pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, again, the main complaint about Noob is that he doesn't have any overhead way to open you up.
Not a mix-up character.
Yeah, but there are other ways to find the opening. You have to go for better spacing. You have to try to, implement your throw a lot as Noob Saibot, and you have to just kind of make your opponent press buttons at the wrong time and at the wrong places to find those openings.
I do feel this is a little tough for him. Personally, I feel that Baraka handles it quite well. An important mid-range tool for Noob, back on 1+3, is easily punished by Baraka, both sweep and forward 4, especially into huge damage in Marauder. So that's something that HoneyBee would love to be able to do, but it's not really as much of a tool in the match.
And Baraka's just so great at punishing and making sure it hurts. Oh, looking for the down one.
Lovely stuff.
He was so sure that he was going to block the down one, but because he got hit, he was pushed out of the way of that
Yes!
attack.
The flawless block, and he capitalized. That was gorgeous stuff.
Down to him there out of the sky, and both players deciding to swing out the gate there after the block stun.
Oh my god! Although in this variation, that was his only option to continue, using the fatal blow pretty early.
It's a finite resource that is only available to you one time per game, and I don't think that was the right call, but let's see if he can make the comeback and make me eat those words.
Right. Oh boy.
Oh, amplifying it for that extra little bit of 2% damage.
Flawless block. Not the second time.
He wanted it the second time because he knew he was down to almost no health. So the more things he blocked, the closer he was going to be to death.
Yeah, man. Oh, I really like the use of that, ducking under. Baraka does have some great tools, but it's true, you can low profile quite a few of them.
Oh, going over to the other side, but doesn't commit, doesn't go in for the full combo punish because HoneyBee absolutely committed with that entire string. Oh, crushing blow, damage over time. Make sure you look at that life bar and watch it slowly deplete.
HoneyBee harassing a little bit, trying to just defensively again. And then breakaway is out of there, although no more offensive meter, so not a ton of damage there. Oh boy, Finesse might be able to take it on this.
Oh!
No! The major error.
A huge input error that usually leads to your death. Unfortunate for him. Noob does have an option that safely goes past the Chop Chop. Everyone says nobody punishes Chop Chop, but right there, HoneyBee showing you that if you've got those full screen options, you can punish Chop Chop. No problem.
What he wanted was gutted, the back forward 4 special. Instead, he got flag, which is down back 4. Happens to me too. But man, what an inconvenient time for that to happen.
Flag. I bet right there in that situation, Finesse would wish that flag wasn't even a move. Hitting that throw, slamming him down after going through that portal, and again looking for those highs, so not ready to block the shadow tackle. Now the shadow tackle is kind of like a very interesting and unique projectile. If you hit Noob, oh, crushing blow because of the failed escape there previous to that one. But if you hit Noob while Shadow Ball is active, Shadow Tackle will go away.
Right. Yeah, so it's not the same zoning game that he had in MK9, for example. He needs to play differently. But as you can see, HoneyBee plays him very solidly still, very strongly.
Chopping his way out, looking for the wake up 2, but there's no invulnerability there because it's a great combo starter.
Trying to make the slow approach. And man, that's worked, I think, every time. Just the timing of it is from such an expert position that it's been successful. Okay, if block this time comes. Okay. Chop actually did a hit.
Hitting the ghost ball and just ducking under, finding his way in, trying to close the gap because this is do or die. This is the last round. If HoneyBee takes it, and he does here with the back throw.
Super impressive performance out of HoneyBee. Oh no!
The mercy! Let's see him eat these words, eat that decision as, never mind.
Okay, well, bummer.
Huge
You gonna
bummer.
do like some cool follow-up here? Yeah, well, all right.
Okay, at least we got a fatal. At least we can hear the fatal. Is this the same one? No reenactment. Where's Ragnarok? If we put the camera on Ragnarok, we'll get the reenactment.
What?
HoneyBee.
Okay, man, settle down over there.
Subtle-
No, look, he's a
subtle
super,
little.
super strong player. Again, I think we're all looking at him to make a deep run in this tournament, and no surprise that he is sitting in winners finals of the pool.
Subtle little pop off there with the little face,
Yeah.
the face to the camera, but he's not a rude dude, not
Nope.
at all.
Good dude. Checking out a replay here. There was a ton of control. As I said, we didn't see, I don't think, any back ones the entire match because he knows the consequences of that, but he was still very much in control.
And there's,
Although, unfortunately for Finesse, man, there were a couple of big errors.
yeah, there were, but
Oh,
that
this
was
is
a
it.
great scout out there,
Oh.
knowing the throw was coming, and a
Oh.
huge, unfortunate input error of the flag, as you said it before, David.
Yeah, that was a big problem, and then he just never really recovered. After that, HoneyBee had total control. Mid-range was his, offense was his. His flawless blocking, by the way, on the 1-1-2 into his own juggle, beautiful.
Yes, yes. It was the right call. He knew exactly what type of player he had on his hands. And, you know, HoneyBee was just at the summit, so it was just right there. It was a great training opportunity for him. DJT and Tweedy are probably one of the best Baraka players
yeah.
out there, so I'm sure HoneyBee was able to get plenty of games and understand where can I flawless block and how to scout it out and look for it in a situation. But
Okay.
again, we travel back to the theme of old school versus a new school. I believe this is THTB up against Dragon. THTB hasn't really been around lately, but roots go as deep as Mortal Kombat 9, pretty much the last game where he was consistently traveling to various different majors, at least going all the way from the Midwest to the East Coast. Plenty of Big E majors that he was going to. Big shout out to the Big E and that entire circuit. But going up against new school killer, one of the best, Dragon, Evo champion, E-League champion. I mean, what can this kid not do? Plays for the long game, is one of the most strategic fighting game players in our scene. He always says, I always weigh out the options, and I always, you know, in a game like Injustice where throws weren't really doing much, weren't giving you much Oki, not much damage, he said, why would anyone not just take the throw?
Sounds right. Yeah, he's super smart. He studies well. He learns quickly. And he's just great at fundamental decision making. Even when he's up against people who do have more experience than him, he was picking up Soul Calibur for a little while.
Yes.
And he doesn't have any experience in that game.
Unfamiliar
but lo and behold,
territory, yeah.
just very soon after picking it up, in some exhibitions, he was beating some longtime players. So
Yes.
he's the kind of guy who can make it happen very fast.
Yeah, a fun little story. Oh, that's a very interesting
oh, wow,
pad
look at this.
there.
Okay.
Is that a very tiny pad or a very strange angle on the pad?
Is that a 6-button front? No, I guess it's 4. No, it is
No,
a
that's
6-button. No,
six.
is this
That's
a Genesis pad?
Looks like it. If it's not, it's a very good replica.
What do we got here?
Yeah.
That's cool, man. That's from ancient times. I love it.
Oh man. I hear everyone in the crowd saying that is OD, as they say.
As they say.
As they say, but they're even their controllers looking at the players,
Right,
looking
right.
at the controllers. You're looking at old school versus new school. But yeah, again, like you said, even in unfamiliar territory, like in the Soul Calibur, right when Soul Calibur 6 came out, Dragon was a big threat to the old school players' egos, as he was able to kind of pick up the game and really make a name for himself. And I heard he's going back to that game if they ever announce a Pro Series.
He's been playing Setran the whole time, and he's looked great doing it. And for THTB, this is Jade. By the way, if I'm reading the bracket correctly, he has made it through Crazy, and he's gotten into winners finals versus Dragon here.
So this is it. Both these players are going to make it out of the pool and onto the second phase, but it's more about who's going to make it in losers and who's going to remain in winners.
The gutsiest stuff
gate.
starts.
Out the gate.
Pumping right in there. And harassing for full screen. Yep, she gets a free teleport in there. And so you play this variation of Cetrion for the mobility and for the extra damage. She is great on both of those things.
Yes, she has access to those the water slash ice moves that you saw there that really just kind of extend the combos for Cetrion. And here Jade, the Jade that a lot of people are going with, I've seen very few players using the other variation that has the pole vault and the run stance, but this one has projectiles, and right there when Jade glows purple.
What boulder?
What boulder, exactly. If she is glowing purple, that means those boulders will not make contact with her. She doesn't even have to block, but that vine grab is not a projectile, so she does have to still respect it.
Yeah, neither is that. Oh, okay. So Dragon ends up taking it. I like some of what we're seeing out of THTB. Having the glow as Jade is super, super useful in this matchup.
Yeah, but we've seen this before, a few times earlier on the stream. We saw Wazinator doing great work there with Cetrion along with Big D, but, you just gotta, this is definitely a matchup that could lead easily into a timeout, and Dragon is okay with taking those.
Oh, absolutely, yeah, he'll play as long as it takes. This man's not in a rush. Only down one on the punish, not too much. Lovely anti-air. It's one of the best anti-airs in the game. Stand one from her into full conversion. Corner control. It's pretty slight. Oh, just being super annoying.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Super annoying
just
right there.
Throwing them over and over again. And this is a bad look and a bad spot here for THTB. Can he make this comeback? Dragon is okay with going full screen and just chipping away at the life little by little. Looking for the opening here, but hold on, here we go. Spinning the vault into Cetrion. Never.
Delay into jump forward kick of all tools, but Dragon, as typically is the case, was absolutely right.
Yes. Was ready for the retaliation here, and THTB sticking out with Jade, sticking with the stage, and going right to rematch. Not even a breather to think about what went wrong, and Dragon's okay with that. Said, okay, you want to repeat? Let's do it again. Oh, the air boulder, yeah.
Oh, man.
That sky boulder will crushing blow on an airborne opponent, so you gotta be careful. You really gotta think about making your approach against a solid Cetrion like Dragons.
She does have some approach tools. She's not just about the zoning game. She can stagger a little bit. She can pressure with grabs a little bit. Pretty good all-around character. It's not just a one-dimensional thing.
Oh, a little bit of a whiff there, but no punish from THTB. Gets the up three, connects, and tries to steal and sneak a nice little throw in there.
He's not jumping, and that's the right way to go. But you still have to know when to try to move forward, and unfortunately for THTB, Dragons mostly guessed right on when to control the screen.
Yeah, it's so scary because even though Jay does have access to that purple stance or that purple, ability,
the purple stuff. I don't know what it's called either.
The purple stuff, she still has she still has an animation and she still has recovery that Cetrion can punish with the vine grab. So she can't just put it on whenever she wants.
Okay.
Combo, then the back two.
Okay, I see that.
Back two into the shadow kick. Cetrion finding herself up against the wall, but Dragon fighting his way out, trying to get a little bit of real estate for himself, and the teleport, and he's got all this room. This has to be extremely frustrating for THTB to deal with right now.
Well, then maybe, there you go. He knows. Punishable with the kick. There's a big punish.
Huge punish here. Now, Fatal Blow is accessible here from Jade, but I don't think Dragon's going to give him the opportunity here. Is he going to make sure it's meaty? Yes, he does. The drill, and that is all she wrote. Dragon taking it 2-0 over THTB. New school over old school right now.
And again, I believe that was the pool finals for I1. So Dragon wins the pool. THTB is one of the players who qualifies out of loser's side. Of course, each pool will have 3 people who move on to the next round. That's how Combo Breaker's done it the last couple of years.
Yes.
In fact, they were one of the progenitors of that style in the FGC, which I really appreciate. I think that's super cool for the players to have 3 who get out rather than just 2. It means that you're not going to have the constant run back in losers finals, which was very often the case.
Yeah, but let's take a look at this replay here. And again, those, that whiff punisher, that challenge there from Dragon so tight, making sure that that Fatal Blow does not get the armor that THTB needed.
It was really just a ton of control. And there you go with the whiff punish. Not quite enough to seal the deal, but you can tell Dragon was already feeling very confident, very much in control throughout the entire set. Look, he looked fantastic. And, I think in each pool we've said we expect this player to go deep. HoneyBee was the one previously. Dragon is the one here. I don't think those are much of a surprise. Yeah, exactly. So they do move on, in fact, in winners.
Yes, yes, they do. And, you know, like you said before, the 3-out system here at Combo Breaker, and why we love it so much is because it avoids the double jeopardy or the double elimination. Yeah. And you know what it is? It's easier to do the 2-out, but, you know, Combo Breaker wants to make sure that, you know, all the entrants have the ability to have as much fun as possible in competing. So, you know, wouldn't you rather just lose to somebody else?
But there's also just sort of a nice psychological take to it. As a player, saying you made it out of pools is just a good thing to say.
Sure,
You just feel good to make it out of pools. So increasing the number of players who makes it out of pools doesn't make you think, well, I wouldn't have made it out of pools. Like, you don't think that. You just know you made it out of the pools, and that's good enough.
You know, it's these little, the first few milestones that really kind of can solidify you. I mean, think about how many people could have possibly not become the legends that they were if they didn't, you know, set their goals. You know, sometimes people get frustrated and they think, you know, the first major tournament or the first tournament I go to, I have to win or I'm a failure. That's not the case at all.
In fact, that almost never happens.
Yes.
Almost never happens. There are only a few examples I've ever heard of that happening.
And a huge shout out to the NRS Esports Twitter page. You guys can follow it there at NRS Esports, just to make sure that you guys stay up to date with everything about our scene. Offline tournaments, online tournaments, pro competition tour. Everything you need to know will be on that Twitter page. So if you're not following, you're making a big mistake. Follow it right now as we wait for these two Titans to get ready to play Mortal Kombat. Slayer up again. We saw him a little bit earlier going against Devora last laugh as Cabal.
And this is going to be Train, TR Train. Okay, hello Australia.
That's Australia right there. For those of you who don't know, that on the right, that is Spooter, who is always next. Here is the requested cake for Ultra. No. Yes.
I got cake.
You got cake. I'm going to pass on cake right now.
I'm going to eat it right now. I'm not waiting. So it's about to get ASMR up in here.
Oh, let's hear it. You guys can listen close here. I'm just kidding.
This
Please
is
don't
winners
do it.
finals of the pool, I'm pretty sure. And it's going to be Cabal still for Slayer. That's the character for him. Okay, great. Frame perfect. Teabagging. Everybody respects it.
Everyone loves it.
Everybody loves it. And Steering Rage Scorpion for now in the butt chuck.
He's getting ready to flawless block. That's how he flawless blocks. All right, we're ready to go. Buttons are checked. Everything is going to be on the line here in this race to 2 Combo Breaker, and the pro competition for as the way it stands right now is going to be a first to 2 until top 8, and then all of top 8 will be best of 5 games. So this makes it extremely stressful. Every single mistake you make means so much more in a shorter set. And that means the pressure is on. That means you gotta play as best as you can, and you gotta adapt quickly just like that. Slayer determined, Slayer ready, and he's gonna be going up against Train as he is using a Scorpion.
Hey, thanks for talking while I ate cake. Appreciate that.
No problem, you got it.
You're the hero.
Forward 2-2, gets blocked by the, blocks the overhead here. Keeping it safe. Oh, we saw that throw coming, but no follow-up.
I don't know about that. Forward 3-2 into the immediate level up. Not something you see terribly often. I want to see Train settle down. I mean, we're in winners finals. Obviously, there's strength on his side. Settle down, buddy. I know playing on stream is not easy.
It's definitely not. And again, Slayer, the player who is used to the attention, used to playing on stream, has had great wins, great victories on stream when the pressure is on. And I feel like Train might not be used to it. But hold on, Scorpion getting it going here with the forward throw. What's going to be the mix-up? Oh, he was looking for something there, keeping it safe. Slayer knows it's a turn to poke back. Gets the throw after the stagger. Didn't see it coming. The back throw, and this should be all she wrote. No!
Wow, and you just went in for the end.
Looked like he was trying to do a teleport there. As you can see, a little shades, a little shadow Scorpion.
Yep, this is Searing Rage, which is the chain variation, so it doesn't have the teleport cancel. Oh, you went in!
He just did it.
You know, I wonder if Slayer was thinking the same thing. Oh, you were just trying to teleport? Okay, maybe you're going to do the same thing again. Got it. Hold on.
Slayer knows that mentality way too well. As aggressive as Slayer is, he is definitely very talented and can play to many different tunes and make the correct adjustments to open you up.
He can definitely play a slow game if he needs to. He's playing cautiously. Great escape.
Fantastic
Some block
reaction.
dash movement, I like it.
He didn't believe that jump and kick was going to work. He didn't believe it was going to connect. And Slayer optimizing
punish!
it.
That could have been a big punish right there for Train. Could have at least taken off the breakaway meter, but instead it's going to be Slayer getting the hit again. Looking for a break. It does come. And now Slayer. Oh, the tech, but you can't afford many more of those in Mortal Kombat. You always take damage when you get touched for a grab, even if you tech, and Slayer comes in and gets the kill. And brutal!
Yeah, brutality. Shout outs to, I believe that's a reference to the old Sindel fatality in Mortal Kombat 3.
Didn't he have that?
No, he didn't.
Really?
He had the take off your
Was that
mask
scary
one.
face?
Yeah,
Okay,
scary
yeah,
face,
you're right.
which is also one of his brutalities. Oh, back. Oh, that was a very, very tough little stagger there. He was so short because Slayer went shoulder to shoulder that he was going for throw, but instead hold this back 1-2.
Well, at least for Train, we're seeing a little bit more movement, a little bit more activity from him. Again, I mean, we're in winners finals. You got to think that he's been a strong player on the way here, but just maybe nerves getting to him a bit. Slayer finding the confirm again.
Backing up.
Oh, wow.
Tricky stuff there. That back 1-2 normally has a second hit of an overhead, but instead Slayer's canceling into the low to keep his opponent on his toes. The neutral jump punch, and he confirms it perfectly here. Slayer on match point.
He's just running through Train right now, unfortunately. Caution. Train doesn't want to get too wild. Oh, what timing, man. It feels so bad to stick out a button for the first time in 10 seconds and your opponent knew exactly when it was going to be. That feels bad.
Especially when your opponent was being just as patient as you. Oh, and Slayer all over him, but misses the punish. Not sure if he thought, just a little too slow there in that situation. But hold on, here we go. Siri Ray just here to play. Forward throw. Let's see the mix-up. I want to see some forward threes. I want to see some forward 3-4s to hit the counter, hit crushing blow. Woo! I'm not seeing any of that from Train right here.
No, yeah, great job by Slayer to mostly not even be there.
Yeah, exactly.
Mostly not even there.
Jump it over to the other side, and again, tricking him with the fake out of the throw.
And unbreakable as well. He didn't cause the launch. He just kept it as a standing combo, which cannot be broken out of. So Slayer, very, very smart. Wow, talk about workmanlike. He's just out of there. All right, off the stage. All right, I'm gonna
punch in,
here.
punch out.
Again, that means that you're exactly. That means that he wins the pool. So he gets on through in winner's side. Train again also qualifies, but it'll be in the losers bracket. We take a look back at what happened here. In the very beginning, I liked some of what Train did, but then the capitalization just was not there.
Yeah, like you could see the thought process was there, but the muscle memory was lacking a lot. And once he realized that he wasn't bringing enough to the table, I can feel like his game was just like slowly deteriorating after every wrong decision, and he's just got in his own head. And, you know, Slayer was not doing him any favors, playing pretty solidly and just kind of understood exactly what was going to make his opponent flinch, what was going to trigger him to press buttons, to look for the throws. And Slayer ran away with that clean, no problem here. And coming up back on the stage, we have Beast Coast HoneyBee. Is anybody going to stop this man before the second phase of pools, or is he going to just move on in winners? This is a very tough thing to do, as HoneyBee is a tremendous player, well-known player in the NRS scene. And again, the root's not as deep as MK9, but he has been around since, I want to say, around the middle of Injustice 1.
Yeah.
Flash God Lord Extraordinaire.
Yep.
You guys can follow him on YouTube, and he does stream on Twitch very often. He has a great following, and if you guys want to see some hype and just pretty much anything, he loves vlogging at events. If you guys want to see a great intro into what an event looks like, be sure to look at HoneyBee's YouTube page.
His opponent, Sicarios, who's been around for a long time. I remember the name. I don't know that I can tell you much more about him than that I recall the name from previous times.
It's familiar.
We'll see how it goes.
It'll click. It'll click eventually, guys. Just have faith in it. And these guys are getting ready to go at it. HoneyBee going with Noob Saibot pretty much. You know, when the going gets tough, you gotta stop picking D'Vorah. And that's what all these D'Vorah mains have been telling everyone. I'm just repeating what they've been saying.
Listen,
I don't know everything about D'Vorah.
No, me neither. Me neither at all. I'm not going to tell you that I do. I was just talking with 16-Bit. She still thinks that the character has untapped potential. I've talked with a couple other people who think that she has untapped potential. I haven't heard anybody claim that she's, like, terribly strong. But maybe there's more there. I don't know. We'll see.
I mean,
You don't believe it.
Eventually, the numbers and the data and the stats just kind of speak for themselves. But we'll see. We'll see.
You don't believe it?
Maybe. No, I don't. Maybe we'll see something happen. You know, I'm very open to it. I'm open to the idea that someone can make D'Vorah work. But right now, everyone just feels like for that amount of work that they can learn at least 2 or 3 other characters and play them at a high level.
Hey.
And you know, that's really what you got to do.
You have to make.
Yeah, especially when the game is so young. This game is like, what, barely a month old?
Yeah.
It's
Only so
insane.
much time to learn. It'll be Liu Kang here for Sicarios. Against honestly a pretty cool looking noob Sidebot helmet. You know?
There you go. There you
like
go.
I said, I think he's the biggest nerd in the game, but this one's actually all right.
A little medieval looking here.
Yeah.
But Liu Kang, Sicario's using Liu Kang. What you're going to see a lot is Liu Kang's very fast mid there. They do look like low kicks, but those are mids, and it just kind of keeps him in a loop where you're afraid if he's going to stop and throw you. Is he going to go for the low fireball after? But HoneyBee ready to go for the sickle. Switching it over.
What a call. Wow, I thought he was ready for the full combo, but actually didn't have offensive bar, so it wouldn't have been a ton of damage anyway. Sicario still has control here in the corner. Here's a whip chance.
Oh, there we go. The up shadow to extend the
Got
combo.
him.
Make sure it hurts, baby.
Got him. Slight frame advantage there. Oh, and he immediately confirms. HoneyBee, what a reaction. He really stole that round.
He absolutely did here, but no discredit to Sicarios at all. It was very close, and he shouldn't feel discouraged. He should feel like that could have easily been his, and HoneyBee just stole it. He stole it exactly like you said. So he's just going to keep playing his game. He knows Fatal Blow is no longer accessible, as HoneyBee already cashed in with that. Not going to be able to use that Fatal Blow for the rest of this match.
Yeah, that's at least one takeaway for Sicarios.
Oh,
Hard to call it a win, but it's at least kind of a positive.
What's so unique about Liu Kang is really how quickly he recovers from a lot of his normals. You feel like you can whip punish them, but he's right back to blocking as soon as possible.
Total control right now from HoneyBee. He was trying to stay away. Great call out. Intention was the dragon kick. It didn't work. Sicarios gets caught by the shadow right after that. HoneyBee looked much, much stronger in that second round. Totally controlling the neutral game. Never really had to contend with Liu up close.
That was a fast game
Good work.
one.
Yeah, for sure.
That was a fast game one. I mean, I saw a guy who went toe-to-toe with the Titan known as HoneyBee, and then right after he just said, I give up. But hold on, let's see if he can shake that off. Oh, that's going to hurt. That's going to be a hard one to shake
I
off.
feel like that's so risky against Liu Kang. He has, as you were saying, fantastic mid-pressure. But
Correct.
The very strong read from HoneyBee did the trick. He's got the corner now.
Here we go, we're gonna teleport and gonna go up for a juggle left in a standing position. Didn't go for the throw, and somehow the stand 1, or I believe the stand 2 missed.
Oh, yes, he did go in for the end there. If that is blocked, it's plus. But as you said, he can also do a fireball earlier if the opponent's trying to press buttons in between the string. Can he keep it up? Oh, tried, and then nothing else, my man. You could have had it.
He didn't believe, and what a punish by HoneyBee getting under the high fireball. A lot of players have a hard time dealing with that. I don't know if you guys can hear that screaming in the background or
Oh,
not.
my God, yeah.
But we definitely can. But it's okay. The forward 3-3-3-3 going into a full combo, and that looks pretty optimal to me. Oh, great block of Liu Kang's only overhead in that Shaolin stance.
Push back out to range. Excellent low poke there from HoneyBee. Still controlling things, trying to stay safe. Wow, he's so ready. And whatever he wanted is what he got. There was no breakaway, so he wanted full screen. That's exactly where he is right now. Sicarios needs to get back in. He can't take too many hits anymore.
Now, if he can
Really
connect
can't get touched, to be honest.
I was gonna say, if he can connect the fatal blow, but I don't know, see it coming.
That was a chance for him. Here we go. Doesn't have the crush quite yet. Next one, I think, is going to be it.
If he gets the opportunity.
Oh, man, can he steal around? We saw it from HoneyBee. Sicarios trying now. No, it's just the wake up 3. That'll do it.
Oh, man.
HoneyBee stays alive and wins the pool.
What a nail biter there. And I feel like during that entire match or that entire set, I didn't see HoneyBee waking up at all.
No,
and then just saved it for the last part. He said, you know what? I feel like this Liu Kang's going to get aggressive. And that is a very scary thing to do against Liu Kang because he does have the parry in that variation that leads into a crushing blow.
That's
if
true.
the parry hits a wake-up attack. So HoneyBee literally bet the farm on that last decision there. But kudos to him because that decision was the right decision. As we look at the replay of how it went down between Noob Saibot and Liu Kang here, beautiful corner combo here by HoneyBee. And again, after this, I believe this is where he left him in a standing position and whiffed right under. And Liu Kang getting something going here. Fresh start here in game number 2, but that
what
was
a read right there. To look for throw and do neutral duck, which is very hittable by any mid attack against Liu Kang, who makes his bread on mid attacks. I mean, that's a big read, but he was right.
Yes.
And then a huge chance here for Sicarios, in which he just went in too hard. He must have been looking for HoneyBee to try to poke in between the last hit of that string right there. What you'll do if you're expecting that is to do the low fireball. But hey, it wasn't the right read. HoneyBee had exactly what he needed right there. So we're going to go over to Pool I-4, in which Kombat is coming up to play.
Kombat again, the man who's feeling himself after the hot streak here. Emperor Kombat, fresh off the win that won him the trip to get here to Combo Breaker. Didn't get here on his own dime, won it online for free, and then decided to keep that winning streak going by winning Next Level Battle Circuit and then winning GGA just this week.
Yeah, shout outs to Kombat Cup for doing that, putting that on. I think that was really, really great. So this will be Kombat versus MJ Icy, and if I'm reading the bracket correctly, this too will be winners finals of the pool. That means that Icy has made it through players including GGA Jeremiah and Yomi Zyfox. A couple of guys who I was looking at, Red Reaper as well, EGP Red Reaper. And Kombat, you know, I think him making the winners finals, we've been talking about, it's not a big surprise right there.
No surprise. Very typical, nothing crazy. And but let's see what MJ Icy can bring to the table, because although this might be the first appearance on stream, this doesn't necessarily, like, he had to get through some killers to make it here. He had to, you know, calm down the nerves, outspace opponents, mix people up, and he's here. He's here to take on Kombat here on the stream. Big shout outs to every attendee here at Combo Breaker. That is Triclops right there in the front. We saw him playing earlier today in the last block.
I love that hat.
I believe he went up against Big D, and if you're a Triclops fan, that was pretty ugly. It was tough. It was tough, and everyone else in the front row ready to play on stream, ready to watch all the hype as it unfolds. There's really nothing else like it other than being here live at a fighting game event, especially one as good as Combo Breaker, where you just see the whole room explode with hype. Everybody behind the players, against the players, just the complete feeling of mayhem. There's nothing like it. There's nothing like it. Now, Kombat sticking here with Johnny Cage, I believe. He is on the player one side.
Yep.
And Icy going with Aaron Black. I believe it's not going to be the second variation that has the dynamite. It's probably going to be 52 card pickup.
I feel like I've seen Devora more than I've seen the other Aaron Black variation. I don't even know what it's called.
Something iron.
Oh, it's Barking Irons, actually.
There it is, Barking Irons. Oh, look at that rifle. That thing is from the future.
Dang.
Just get ready. Shouldn't the tumbleweed roll through first?
Johnny Cage is so cool in this game. They just did such a good job with his personality. I love it. And in some matchups, I think he is really strong.
Yes.
If he's in a matchup where he doesn't have to worry about some of his tools whiffing on opponents, I think he is really legit. I love his neutral game. He's got pressure into some safe and even plus on block options. Good mix-ups. They're not really overhead low mix-ups, but in terms of frame traps, quite good. Coming in with the elbow was the intention there. If that is blocked a couple of times, it will become unblockable after that.
Yes, yep, just 2 times, and then the unblockable, but always a high. So it's kind of like one of those things where you got to catch your opponent sleeping, and it's a big risk.
Yeah, and Icy already showed he was not sleeping. That said, Kombat continues to be in control.
Checking out those very nice mids here. Kombat takes that first round decisively, barely taking 15% on that life bar.
You can now naturally duck the fireball, but if you're at about half screen range, that's also the range where Johnny can come in for an attack very, very quickly. So it's a risk to do that.
Yeah, that's really where the neutral is. It's not really technically an overhead or a low mix-up, but it's just kind of like, you know, you don't know which option he's going to be doing.
Yeah. Okay, Icy finds an opportunity. He's got the crush here, bounce, and oh, is that a punish?
Perfect.
Lovely timing on the breakaway right there.
Perfect timing. If you guys are tired of getting hit by that same combo over and over again, take a page out of Kombat's book and break away right at that exact moment.
Oy! I thought Icy was going to try to pressure a little bit more. That may have been what he wanted, but instead Kombat was out of there. And now this is a bad spot to be against Johnny right here.
Oh, yes, it is. Up against the wall, up against the corner, no real estate, and he blocks the low. No real punish, though, just a stand two. But it's okay. He's keeping the momentum going, hitting the back throw here, tossing him back into the center of the ring. And Kombat's got to close this out, getting it with the low. Damage over time, but no, Johnny Cage fights his way out. He doesn't want to be anywhere near that acid. And the shadow kick to punish the fatal blow. Kombat all over it, no problem over Icy here.
Yeah, I really like his pressure. When he didn't have offensive meter anymore, to have the kind of sort of mix-up between Amplified Fireball or just coming in with the mid-low, he backed off. And he felt confident in doing so. Didn't feel like he needed to pressure overly hard.
Correct.
And he made a couple of great defensive calls, thinking about that breakaway out of the combo at exactly the right moment. He just knew exactly what was coming up next, even when he was being comboed.
Yes, he knew. You know, I think that's what like Johnny Cage is so good at in this game, is always being able to take back his turn. As soon as he blocks it down 3 or down 4, which, you know, Aaron Black has a great down 4, that low profile, Johnny Cage is ready to swing right back. And if you do anything but block, you are gonna get hit and left in a restand position.
Okay, wasn't looking for the amplification. I think Johnny actually is one of the characters who can do a block on that, false block up to over the low projectile follow-up on
the boot
on
drop?
the hammock, on the boot drop, yeah.
I know that's a very specific thing. It's a very tough thing to replicate in a training room, but you know, we got the tools there. You just gotta use them.
Are you good or not? Do it. Come on. Let's see it.
Forward throw here and a forward throw again. No, I'm sorry. I think this is going to be a back throw for the mix-up, and that's really the mindset when it comes to the throws. You have to guess and tech differently for back throws and forward throws. And because Icy was so sure that because his backup was up against the wall, that a forward throw was coming.
Right underneath there, try to get a little bit of action going. Okay, one hammock.
You want to see the second one crushing blow, don't you?
Yeah.
You want to see those organs just
you know me, that's
nothing.
what I'm all about. Yep. Goes for the banana right afterward. And now maybe a little bit. I don't think he's not quite on the dip. No, he's not.
His legs aren't long enough. Gets the boot drop there, but no amplified. And really, that's the mix-up. You know, you could have easily applied pressure right after, but you'd leave yourself susceptible to the option of amplifying the boot drop.
Safety. No anti-air. We have seen quite a few jumps from Johnny. The jump kick is deceivingly good. It's not just a horizontal attack. And there he comes in right afterward, and he seals the deal. Kombat with a pretty dominant. Are you going to mercy? That's where you
He's
do.
He's thinking about it.
That's where it was.
Mercy.
Oh, man. Come on, buddy. I can't believe people are really doing that in tournaments of this magnitude.
He doesn't respect him right now.
Oh, the cancel on the fatal blow into the dash-up grab. Okay, Icy takes the round.
Hey, man, that is a very dangerous thing to do when you have not even just a little bit of health, when you have any kind of health. Aaron Black's fatal blow is so versatile, so useful in so many different situations. What a madman.
What an absolute wild man with the mercy. I can't believe it.
You know what I think it is these guys are preparing themselves for the top 8 stage and trying to put as much pressure as possible on themselves.
I feel like they're trying to show off to each other.
That could be it too.
Okay, you did a mercy, other top player. I got a mercy. I can do it and still win. See, I can do it. But can he right now? Because Icy actually looks all right.
No, that was quite a drop there in the corner. It cost him a full combo punish. And speaking of full combo punish, actually just cashes out a little early there with the shadow kick, ending it there, possibly because he didn't have any offensive meter. Great punish there, textbook, raising him up there with that back two. I know it's a kick, but for some reason the input is back two. Overhead bash of the rifle, continuing the combo. The acid is dropped, and Johnny Cage going for the interactable.
Okay.
Shout outs to Cyrex.
Yeah.
You remember that?
I do, and do indeed. My character in MK9.
So fun. Kombat taking it all the way right after that humiliating loss after the mercy, but it was okay. He was able to pick up the pieces and said, you know what, if I can do it once, I can do it again. First to 1, first to 2, first to 3, it doesn't matter. Kombat is ready to just take that clean sweep, mercy or no mercy.
Super cool from Kombat that he's been able to do so well in MK11 so far. Hats off to him for that. Yeah, this was a lovely breakaway, perfectly timed by Kombat. And he really controlled most of this. I think most of what we're going to see here until the Mercy is him basically controlling things.
Yeah, just throwing
just at a great range, you know. Not that Icy was doing nothing, but still, almost all controlled by Kombat. Backs off, and then
he's thinking.
You can see him thinking about it.
He's
Well,
he's
I'm
like,
going to do it.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it. Mercy, and then right after the Mercy, he looks like he had it. The forward throw, Aaron Black down almost nothing, and here comes the fatal, bro. High shots coming right at you. But that's okay. He was able to pick up the pieces and just close it out with the interactable, and the big shout out to Cyrex's Buzzsaw. Right
My
there.
man.
We all love him. The leaky boat of Mortal Kombat 9. You patch one, reset, and more come out.
Yep, exactly right. So Kombat ends up taking that one, and none of this is updated. I'm just going from memory. So he ends up taking that thing. Icy getting out on loser's side.
Yes,
HoneyBee won his pool, and getting out on loser's side was Sicarios in pool I2. This is now updated. So Slayer ends up taking it. TR Train gets out in loser's side. Not sure who else. Then Dragon won his pool, of course, and his opponent was THTB, who qualifies in loser's side as well. You know what? I got to be honest. As somebody who's married to a pastry chef.
Really?
Do you want to finish this cake?
I'm okay, man.
A little disappointing.
That's a glowing recommendation, but I'm still going to just deny it.
It's good.
I'm going to try to behave.
I appreciate the free cake.
You just wanted to give a shout out to your wife. So shout out to your wife. Shout out to my wife out there watching, along with all the other supporters of everyone who just loves what we love. And, you know, so much support is necessary, and a lot of things wouldn't be possible without those that support us, whether you're supporting through the viewership, the attendees, or just letting us nerd it up here in Chicago every year here at Combo Breaker.
Or whether you're Roadrunner Records, thanks to Gojira for The Cell off their album Magma. Of course, one of the themes for the Mortal Kombat Pro competition. Stop here at Combo Breaker 2019.